5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
My name is Roger Harris, and I played quarterback in 1959, 60, and 61 for Coach Bob Prevatte. Well, Gaffney was not doing very good in football before Coach Prevatte came, and he turned it around from 1958, just in a few years, and he started having championship teams. And one of the things that really impressed me about Coach Prevatte was when he told you something, you could take it to the bank, because he never reversed anything that he always told us. And one thing he really did, he treated everyone, regardless of how good you were, or if he was just a mediocre with very little ability, he treated everyone exactly alike. And that was impressive. And some of the funny things that I remember about him, well, it wasn't funny at the time, I'll be honest with you. Well, a friend of mine played halfback named Ken Branch. They called him Twig because his legs was not branchable side. So we called him Twig. And one day we decided we weren't going to run a 440 race. So what we did, we just went ahead and trotted around the track like you're not supposed to do. And we just went ahead, and at that time at the old reservation, we had a tunnel we went up to before we get in the dressing room. Well, we went up the tunnel, and we was inside. We just thought we knew everything, you know. He wasn't gonna mess with us. And as we were getting undressed, I could hear him coming up the tunnel, and I told Twig, I said, Twig, here he comes. And we knew lightning was getting ready to strike. And it did for about 10 minutes. And y'all can believe this if you want to, but we actually passed him going back through the tunnel to get back out on the field. So we ran the 440 good that day. One of the things that he always liked to do, if we didn't win or we didn't play good enough, he punished us by running wind sprints. And so we was over in York one day, just a friendly scrimmage, and we did real good, I thought, but he didn't think so. So what he did, the York players, and when we got through with the scrimmage, the York players were already showered and standing in line with their street clothes on, looking down at us. We were still running wind sprints. And those guys, after we got through, those guys came up and said, man, we can't believe y'all had to do that. We said, it's nothing, it's just part of the practice session we go through.
So
One day,
discipline
now, this
was a
is
key.
really impressive. Now, we were kind of young. We were in Spartanburg. We were playing baseball that day. Well, we lost. Well, on the way back, he always lit up a big cigar, and he'd blow it all through the bus and everything. He'd set up there, and so when we got back to Gaffney, he parked up on the hill. At that time, he had to walk down the hill to get into the dressing room, and then he got off and went down, and we thought he was opening the door. Well, he was not. He was going through the tunnel, and we saw the lights come on in the stadium. He hollered one time. We all went through there, and we run sprints for about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And from that day forward, we didn't like to lose at anything. He impressed us that much, you know. But other than that, he was a fair person. In other words, if you did something good, you know, he always stood out with him. But he was a heck of a man.
My name is Martha Sissy Brock. Sissy is my nickname, and that's what I've always been called. And although Bob Prevatte is a legend because of his football, but I never watched him coach a game. So I don't really know him as the great sports legend. He hired me 51 years ago, and I know that's a long time, as a first-year teacher right out of college. So our relationship started 51 years ago in my classroom. I can remember when I went to the district office, which was a little white house next to the high school. And he was in there with the superintendent, and he was hiring because he had become the principal of West Junior High School. And of course, I needed a job. So I went in, and of course he was bigger than life then, and I was kind of in awe. And of course I, was afraid and very nice and everything, but he kind of put you at ease, and he would laugh, that boisterous laugh that he has. Anyway, so he always has something to say right before he releases you. And that's whether you're talking personally or anything else. So I'd gone through what I was qualified for and things. And so he said he thought, that would be good. I would teach science and different things. But then right before I left, I felt like I had the job. He said, Missy, I need you to coach girls basketball. And I said, yes, sir. That's with 6 hours of college credit in PE. But I had coached basketball at Blacksburg. Well, I played basketball at Blacksburg High School. But then I went on to coach for 5 years at West Junior High School. He was my principal for 2 years, and then Mr. Richardson came and stole him away from us, from our school system. But he saw the value in Bob, and of course he was his coach also. 1968, when I started, was a very difficult year, but he was just a wonderful mentor. I've always said basically that he was my first principal, he was my mentor, and also he's my friend. And I think that is, all these years, I've known his family, I've taught his children, I've taught his grandchildren. So I feel that at least he did put some trust in me. We are close. I hug on him when I see him. In fact, saw him last night at the Waffle House. He's just such an awesome person. And not only the sports part, I know that's important to a lot of people, but what he's done for education, for the community, is just, he's a legend. There's just no way. And I know a lot of people don't know Bob the way I know him, but 51 years of this incredible man has been my honor and my pleasure. And I am so thrilled to be a part of this.
My name is Dean Wyatt. I played for Coach Prevatte from 64 through 67. Quarterback for Coach Prevatte. And it was, I think we were like, my junior and senior year, I believe we were like 9-2 records both years. That's back before we had any kind of playoff system in place. So you either had to go undefeated to win the state championship, or you was just out.
What do you remember most about those days playing for Coach Prevatte?
He was tough, no doubt about it. He was a tough coach, but what I liked about the coach is that he was fair. It didn't matter. It didn't matter who you was, whose kid you was. He played the best player, and that's what I admired about the coach. Yeah, he was like a father figure, basically, to a lot of the players on our team. We come up through some hard times back in the 50s and 60s, and he was, and to this day, everybody just admires him. I mean, you just respect, just the respect that man has is awesome. We was just standing there talking to Charles about the monument out there, and that's something that's going to be here forever, from now on. And it's quite an honor to the community, not only for him, but the community too, to have that in place here, that people can drive by and see, stop, look at it. So it's awesome to have that. I remember, I think it was in '67, we was playing Anderson, which is T.L. Hanna now, and we were playing them here at home. And I remember they kicked the ball off to us, and we took the ball on about the 15 or 20 yard line, and then we ran Billy Ray Rice. I'm sure you know who that is. He was an awesome football player. Well, we ran him twice, and they was keying on him, so they stopped him, no game. And then I remember Ryan Honeycutt come back to the huddle, and he said, Dean, he said, the safeties are charging up. He said, let's throw a pass. So I called the pass, and normally back then you didn't call, Coach Prevatte called a lot of plays.
Well, we're with CHA. I'm with CHA Consulting, and the other three gentlemen were the CHA Tech Service as a sister company. And we are a full-service architect engineering firm, design, build, and construction management.
This is the third project we've done for Limestone College. We really like working with Mike Serino and his whole team. This project was made possible because of a donation from Jerry Richardson, and it really improved the college and connected one half of it to the other half, and really improved their athletic facilities.
One of my favorite elements of the project was building the new field and really getting to see how excited the school was and how excited all the athletes were to be able to give them a new practice field where they can practice soccer, lacrosse, field hockey, and football. That was my favorite part.
One of the design goals for the project was to convert the campus from a more vehicle-dependent campus to a pedestrian campus. So a big part of the project was creating that Champions Walk, which kind of connected the portion of the campus we're on now all the way up to the Bob Campbell Fieldhouse.
So the statue originally came about as a piece that Limestone really wanted to do as a dedication to Bob Prevatte. So Matt Hayes and our team worked along with Dennis Bloomer and everybody else at Limestone to come up with the best solution with the sculptor. And the sculptor is based out of California, and they expedited the entire process to make sure that we could meet the schedule and deliver a good statue for Limestone.
It means an awful lot to me. Gift is by a town that when I came, the other coaches told me they'll run you out in a year. And I'm still here, and it's a town that I love, and I'm not leaving.